Pranay, we see quite a few countries there signing that document that is possibly the first charter of Board of Peace, but not much details as to who would be joining, because there are many countries, significant countries like India, Russia, China, who have been extended the invitation, but they are still considering.
Absolutely, because we want, or many countries like India, China, Russia, and many other countries want better clarity that what exactly entails this Board of Peace proposed by President Donald Trump and presided by Donald Trump. Because currently this seems to be a kind of a club, though there is a UN resolution backing. But if its charter is limited to Gaza, definitely. Countries like India, who has the diplomatic influence, would want to contribute positively, constructively in the peace process. However, we have to see that, what exactly entails out of this, entire peace process, entire thing. And you will recall, Anjali, that Government of India sent representative when the Gaza peace plan was signed. It was agreed in Sharm el-Sheikh of Egypt on 29th of September 2025. And after that, the Government of India has always supported the idea of a sustainable peace in West Asia. But we have to see that, what exactly is there and how the things progress in after this peace board, because we still have to get clarity. There were many reports that, for the membership, countries have to come to contribute $1 billion, and that to be in cash. As per the US media, there were reports published in New York Times and many other news publications that the membership of the Gaza Peace Board, or the Board of Peace, comes with a price. And it was also, reflected during an address by Russian President Vladimir Putin, wherein he said that, if there is a membership issue, then you can use the money which was seized by the Western nation and Western countries after the Ukraine war. So we have to get the clarity. But yes, you rightly pointed it out that, on 16th of January 2025, President Donald Trump wrote a letter and extended an invitation to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in the Board of Peace. And many countries and many experts are also raising question about this entire structure and this entire body.
Right, Pranay, we have visuals coming in of Shahbaz Sharif now sitting right next to Donald Trump, and possibly the signing will begin soon. Do explain the fact that Pakistan, which is under such debt, is open to paying $1 billion just to sit next to Trump and be in the good books.
Anjali, not only, they can pay such a hefty amount to be close to President Donald Trump and show that, what kind of proximity they can enjoy to be, on side of President Donald Trump, because we know that the Pakistani government is spending a huge sum for lobbying in Washington, D.C. But besides that, Pakistan was part of that entire process when in September 2025, when the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, President Donald Trump presided a meeting wherein all the OIC countries participated. Pakistan is also part of that OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, and they have decided to be part of this Board of Peace. And you also know, Anjali, that there are many voices of dissent coming from Pakistan's political establishment as well. Many political parties have raised serious question about this, and not only the politicians of Pakistan, but some of the diplomats, those who have served in the Foreign Office of Pakistan, including the former UN representative of Pakistan, Maliha Lodi, who also served as Pakistan's US ambassador, has categorically said and expressed this on a social media wall that this is a very unfortunate decision, because Pakistan would end up sitting with Israel in this Board of Peace, a country which is not even recognized by Pakistan. So opportunism is not a new thing for Pakistan, but we have to see, because Pakistan has expressed its willingness to be part of the International Stabilization Force, which will report to this Board of Peace. There are many things which are yet to be, yet to come out with more clarity as far as the Board of Peace. How will it function? How will it the International Stabilization Force deployment will take place? And there are many other things, which we have to see. And I think that's the reason why many countries are still taking time. However, as you mentioned, that around 59 countries are present, and they have expressed their willingness to be part of this Board of Peace, including many countries, those who were present at the signing ceremony of Gaza Peace Plan in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt last year. And now many countries have also expressed their willingness to be part of this board of peace, which will be presided by President Donald Trump, his special envoy Steve Witkoff, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Gerard Kushner, who's son-in-law of Donald Trump. He will also be part of this board of peace.
Yeah, it looks like one big happy family. But one good thing that Trump said was that we will be working in conjunction with the United Nations. Although then he went on to say that United Nations has completely failed as far as maintaining peace is concerned. But, for people who've been wondering whether he will work with UN or against UN, probably that might be settled. But I don't know. What do you feel?
There are serious questions, and in fact, many experts are raising these questions on the intent of this board of peace, because this is not limited to the West Asia peace process. This is not limited to the Gaza redevelopment, which is this is rather more the widest spectrum impact. And in fact, if you see the invitation list, which is extended to countries like even Kosovo, Belarus, and many other countries, which clearly includes, and that's why many experts are raising these questions, that is an intention to create an alternative structure to United Nations, and what will be the accountability of this board of peace, because currently this seems to be a personal initiative of President Donald Trump. And he only held that meeting, and in fact, it has only the backing of the United Nations Resolution 2803. But besides that, this is not happening in the aegis of the United Nations as a body. And we have seen that why these questions are being raised on United Nations, Anjali, because we have seen in the past, in last 4 or 5 years, that how United Nations as an institution has failed to deliver and failed to deliver on the peace processes, be it Russia-Ukraine war, be it the Israel-Gaza conflict, and be it even the COVID pandemic. We have seen how United Nations have turned out to be an ineffective organization, and that's why you would recall that countries like India, Germany, Japan, Brazil, there are many countries who have been asking for the immediate reform of United Nations as an institution. We have been demanding that the Security Council need to be expanded. This should be reflective of the current reality of the world. But unfortunately, the United Nations has failed. And recently, last 3-4 days ago, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has also mentioned in a social media post that UN Security Council need to be reformed with immediacy. We need to reflect the global reality of the world. And that's why the UN, if UN has to be effective as an organization, it has to reform its processes. And these are the issues. These are the same issues which are now being echoed by the United Nations Security Secretary General. These are the same issues that have been raised by the Indian leadership. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also said in as many words that UN will fail if it fails to reflect the current reality of the world. If the most populous country on the planet, like India, if one of the fastest growing economy of the world, is not a part of the United Nations Security Council, then what do you expect these world bodies to deliver on the promises which they are making? And similarly and parallelly, when President Donald Trump, with a corpus of a huge money and with membership fee, if they are creating a structure.
Right. Do tell us one more thing. As we see that now Marco Rubio is also addressing the gathering, but there is a fear amongst people that this just might turn into a private club of Trump and his lackeys. At the end of the day, the chairman, which is going to be Trump for a very, very, very long time, has the power to veto anything he wants. And when we talk about creating a new organization that could rival UN, we have to think of a more democratic setup. And that's where probably other organizations being formed by, say, India or other countries might be a better option. This board of peace could be subject to one man's whims and fancies.
Obviously, these are the fears, and that's why more clarity is expected from the address, this meeting, the signing ceremony, because the fine print will have as they say, that devil is in the details. We have to see that what are the details of this board of peace, what are the accountability structure. UN, and all said and done, is an 80-year-old organization, which actually came out of the peace building process post Second World War, and many countries have contributed in last 8 20 years in the building process of the United Nations as an institution, this might be, not being able to deliver the promises. But still, as many experts say, that this is still the most effective organization we have right now. And if President Donald Trump want to create an alternative structure, the bigger question is that what are the accountability structure, who's going to be responsible, who's going to manage the money? Because if $1 billion per country is being asked as a membership fee, then what will be the accountability, who will be overseeing this money? And after the end of President Donald Trump's presidency, what will happen to this board of peace? So there are many questions. Many countries might be looking at a very short-term solution or a very short-term, outcomes.
Right.
But we have to see this has to be a
Right.
long
Absolutely.
process.
And all eyes will be on this board of peace, as multiple countries, and especially significant and important countries, are still mulling what to do with the invitation they have been extended.